Hey everybody, since the end of the wipe is coming soon, I've started building and running some more high-end PDR fighter kits and trying to find some PvP to get some more practice in for the next season. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my current buying process for my PDR fighter, which includes my gear choices, attributes and modifiers that I prioritize, and what the final build ends up looking like. But if you guys want to go ahead and skip over the buying process and get into some of the PvP fights, I'll be including the timestamp for each game in the video description. So to get things started, we're going to be looking for a rare buckler here with armor rating and physical damage reduction. We are going to be picking up mostly rare items in the shop today because I want to be playing in 299 and below lobbies, and purples tend to just throw off your gear score. So right off the bat, we do find this really nice buckler with 3.3% PDR and 14 armor rating for 1400 gold. So I go ahead and pick that up because it's pretty great. After that, we're going to start looking for our pants. And in this case, I'm going to be taking plate pants because I wanted to be a little bit extra tanky. But sometimes I do take cloth pants. So in this case, again, we're just looking for high PDR and high armor rating for the attributes. Next up, we're going to be picking up a Crusader helm with just armor rating in this case, since it does not actually have PDR available. So none of these were very great, but I do end up settling on the Crusader helm with 6 armor rating and a bit of magical damage reduction, because as a PDR fighter, the casters are a big threat to you with your low magic resistance, so any little bit ends up helping. After that, we go ahead and pick up a pair of heavy gauntlets with true physical damage. I always like to take 2 true physical damage on my gloves, and then also stacking more armor rating on the gauntlets is helpful as well. Then we are looking at picking up some adventurer boots, which are typically what I take for their dexterity. In this case, I searched for a pair with additional move speed and armor rating, but I didn't find anything. So I go ahead and go into my stash and grab this pair that has 7 armor rating and 5 additional move speed, which is pretty great. Next up, we go ahead and look for a fine cuirass with armor rating and physical damage reduction again. We pick up the first one on the market for 1800 gold. I believe it was 1% PDR and a bit of additional armor rating. Wasn't the best, especially for the price, but that's what was available, so that's what we took. Next up, we're going to be looking for a Vigilant Cloak for its vigor, so we can get more max health. And I also look for true physical damage and armor rating on the cloak, but unfortunately, the only cloak that has 2 true fizz, 3800 gold. So we're actually going to go ahead and forego the armor rating on this one and just pick up the cheapest one that has 2 true fizz on it. Next up, we're going to be looking for our weapon. Our weapon of choice is the Rondel Dagger. I go for legendary for the extra damage and then the additional weapon damage attribute. So again, unfortunately, a lot of these are pretty expensive and have pretty bad sub rolls. So we again settle for the cheapest one with some additional weapon damage and just bite the bullet there. After that, I ended up looking in my stash a little bit and I ended up finding this nice epic frost amulet with 3 true fizz and some physical damage reduction. So I do go ahead and just yoink that out of my stash and use that, save a little bit of money on the market. And then we want to go ahead and pick up our rings. In this case, I'm going to be targeting some extra strength for a little bit more damage. And I'm going to be going for rare rings of courage with true physical damage. These are quite expensive as well, so again, I just go for the cheapest things that have 2 true fizz on them, which ended up being about 1500 gold and 1800 gold. And then finally, I go over to Woodsman and pick up a gray bow and another stack of arrows. I do this to keep my gear score down, and typically you can find another bow upgrade in the dungeon. And this gives you room to bring in more meds and protection pots, as well as a campfire for storing your second wind after a fight. That's the build in its entirety. It's a very simple build. You're just targeting armor rating, physical damage reduction, and true physical damage. Just wanted to give it a quick overview in case anybody isn't super familiar with the PDR fighter and wants to give it a shot on their own. Taking a look at the stats here, we have 119 health, 67.1% PDR without our shield out, which is pretty insane. We also have a bit of magic resistance at 5.8%. And then we also have a 10% physical power bonus, which is pretty decent for fights. And going over the test on me, 60, 62 headshots. Pretty good. I think that'll do. Last little thing I want to point out about the build is that we are at 75% PDR with the shield out. So this is going to be the first game. Hope you enjoy. Thought I saw somebody that way, but I guess not. Oh, I do hear somebody coming up on me here. Just gonna go check it out. Looks like it's a barb. Probably gonna savage roar here. Gonna pop his prop. I'm just gonna keep kiting. There's a rogue behind me actually, which isn't too good. I'm gonna all in this guy. And second win, because I know the rogue is gonna be coming right behind me. Got a good hit on him. Get as many hits as I can on this guy. Missed all those, which is pretty unfortunate. You can't close the door either. Not reloaded, but it's all good. I'm just gonna all in this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and reload now. I think he's gonna... Okay, that was a heal pot. Well, is there another guy just now? So it's pretty sloppy play for me, to be honest, but I'm kind of leaning on the fact that this kit is pretty cracked to help me here. Missed a lot of arrows, didn't have great positioning against that rogue. But in the end, doesn't matter too much because PDR is cracked. Quickly loot this guy. His heals. Those really aren't that good. I'll take those gloves and the rest of his heal. I'd like that cloak as well, actually. Gonna go ahead and make my way back over to the rogue now. I'm not loving the positioning of this guy's body. In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and campfire now to try to get my second win back if somebody gets the drop on me. I had some pretty nice gear. Tempted to drop this cloak for this tunic, I guess. Been looting for too long. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave the rest of the guy's gear. I'm probably gonna find another fight anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can clear middle room now. Gonna go down this hallway because it's pretty popular for players. Yep. I hear a player. I'm gonna back up a little bit. Guessing it's probably a ranger with all these dark corridors. Seems like this guy just got a kill actually. I see him. Seems like he's running and we just can't have that, so I'm gonna go ahead and chase him. frames dropped pretty horribly right there, so I'm not even quite sure what happened. But now we just have to deal with this champ, which isn't too big of a deal. Found him. I'm gonna go ahead and bandage up because the storm hurts a little bit. We don't have much time to get out. GG, Gordo Ralph. Take us 2 rings. Thought I heard somebody. I'm gonna drop the arrows because I have a feeling I'm probably one of the last people in this lobby. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm the last person, so I'm gonna go ahead and extract now. I'm not hearing anybody. And there was nobody left, so.
My little banana flurry. Sugar bean sausage head. Oh, hi. Hi. You're being silly. Sugar cube. Sugar cube.
Not sure what that was all about, but I'll take the kill. I'm gonna let this guy know that I want to fight. No idea where this guy went, so I'm just gonna go look around some other places. Pretty sure I just heard a footstep. Poor guy. Not sure what he was up to, but I'll take the kill. Probably just gonna go ahead and get out now because I think that rogue either left or is just somewhere in the line. Okay, so I think this was the same guy, and yeah, it didn't even look like kitted, so that's fine. By the way, this is the loot from the second game. I'm starting to think I made a mistake here. guy's gear score is 426. Let's take a look at this guy. Oh yeah, okay. So some mistakes were made. Ended up in a 300 plus lobby. Oh yeah, the legendary survival bow and spear. Well, this is gonna be a challenge. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to clear this room, because I quite like fighting melee fights in this room. The only issue that might come up is if we end up fighting a ranger. This kind of just gives them a lot of space to fight without the mobs on them. So let's just hope for some good melee fights. See some mobs aggroing on something over there. Can't tell what that is. I think it's a rogue. I would like to fight the rogue for sure. I kind of counter the rogues with my build. Let me go take a look. Oh, awesome, a ranger. Perfect. Yeah, the forceful shot and his move speed, just too much for me to keep up with. Man, this guy hits all his shots. Got some good ones in there, but the problem is as soon as I sprinted him, he's gonna just forceful shot me back. Oh good, there's another guy coming. Just gonna have to back up in this room I cleared now, because this archer's definitely gonna kill me. And this is not the room I cleared, don't know what I'm saying. hear the other guy over there, but I'm just gonna have to try to pop his surge. And here's Mr. Third Party. At least I can hit most of my shots on this guy. Ranger's coming back in. Yeah, this guy's just taking way more shots than me. This isn't gonna go well.